actually in the screen?
Yep, you're right in the bullseye middle. And it's recording.
I don't like it.
Why?
Because you're not smiling or anything.
Well, I'm not ready to shoot yet. Say there, everyone. FG back again. It's been a little bit. Actually, it's about a 6-month hiatus. I think the last video was sometime in September. But anyway, starting to warm up finally after one of the coldest winters that I'm aware of on record over here in Maryland. I know that that's been hitting a lot of other places too, so hopefully y'all are digging out of the snow and ice you got and are ready for spring projects. So anyway, with that out of the way, my onboard old Chinesium compressor decided to pack it in, and since I have AirRide installed, if you've been following the channel, you probably saw some of the earlier ones. This time I went ahead and replaced some of the parts with actual genuine ARB, Australia, you know, those guys. So what I ended up doing was picking up actually a service kit. So this came from Summit Racing. It's a ARB compressor, motor, and cylinder head assembly. So that was a bare piece. It did not come with the air tank and the other fittings and any of the bracketry and mounting base. So like I said, this was a bare motor and cylinder replacement unit. From Summit Racing, it was about $200. If you get the whole unit, it's about $350. So I didn't actually film any of my work at that point, so these are actually just stills. So hopefully that isn't too much of a disappointment. But anyway, so looking through here, if you take a look there, comparing the real one to the knockoff, had some interesting little curious things that were noted. If you look at the one photo, the Chinesium unit has a snap ring on the connecting rod. The ARB unit has an Allen bolt. Whether that really matters, I'm not really sure. It just kind of, at least to me, proves that even though they look very similar, the knockoff really is a knockoff. It does have some differences. It's not an exact copy. Whether that makes any difference in operation, probably not. Don't know. Anyway, some things that I ran into while assembling it: the accumulator tank, that silver cylinder, and the rear A-shaped support bracket fit okay on the new compressor, but the support bracket was slightly taller and caused the tank to sit cocked a little bit. So the accumulator joints there were leaking because the O-rings didn't fit together at a exactly proper 90-degree angle. Everything was cocked out of line a little bit, and so the compressor fired up. It was running okay, and I hear air hissing, and I'm looking at the pressure gauge, and I'm getting 5 psi. Obviously not ideal, and most certainly not going to work long term. So I had to take it back off the truck again, bring it back inside, tear it apart again, and try to figure out what was going on. So after identifying that little misalignment there, I just used a step bit in my cordless drill, made the upper mounting hole a little bigger, so I was able to jockey everything around a little bit, got the tank to seat correctly, and after that, went back, plugged everything back up again, and it worked just fine. So in the last photo, you can see that there are some very minor detail differences between the cylinder heads. Really, without them side by side, you'd probably have to be an ARB expert to really pick up on those little subtle details. But like I said, the good thing is that all the other parts interchanged. To be 100% honest, I really did think this was a complete compressor assembly. I thought that the $350 price was the one with the mounting brackets and the relay and all the wiring kit and all of that, but this actually was just what's shown there in the photo, the motor and cylinder head assembly. Although really for a genuine unit, $200, it's really not that bad. I'm expecting years of good life out of this because ARBs really are very well built. They are well engineered, and they've got a rep that goes back decades. So I'm sure that this one is going to run well. Other thing I noticed that was interesting, this seems to build volume faster. Although the piston bore and everything is exactly the same, somehow, I don't know, the old one maybe had leaky reed valves or something was going on, but this one definitely builds volume faster. Before, it used to take about 91 seconds when the truck turned on and the pressure switch activated the relay to turn on the pump. to fill my 3-gallon storage tank and to get these snubber tanks up to their usual setting, which I usually keep them about 28 psi. The storage tank goes up to 100 and the switch kicks off. Now it's only taken about 70 seconds. So, yeah, it's a little quicker. Not that really matters, but just kind of a side observation that I was like, okay. So there really are some other differences. Anyhow, everything's back to running well now, and we're moving on to the next project. Thankfully, spring is looking like it's going to finally be here. This is Saturday. It's the 7th of March, and on Monday, a couple days from now, it's supposed to be 70 degrees and sunny, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. There's been enough snow and ice and just cold, nasty weather to definitely more than satisfy me. I'm ready for some heat now. Let's go. Still a big world out there, so get her out, get her muddy. FG signing off.